Hello and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History,
Historical calendar,
and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the description below. Anyway, I am Alexander.
I am me, Senor Monsieur, Senor.
Other string of random Spanish words. You are Senor Leche Chocolate. You are my friend, the chocolate milk. Anyway, today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, April 11th, 2022.
I started off today in 491. Flavius Anastasius becomes Byzantine emperor with the name of Anastasius I.
Interesting. Doing a significant time jump here into 1241, which is 781 years ago, for anyone interested. Batu Khan defeated Bela IV of Hungary at the Battle of Mohi.
Mohi. Also in 1512, 510 years ago, the War of the League of Cambari, Franco and Caresi forces led by Gaston de Foix and Alfonso de Este win the Battle of Ravana against the Papal Spanish forces.
Ooh. That sounds like a mini crusade or something. The papacy is involved, I think.
I get
Anyway, jumping on up into 1544, during the Italian War of 1542 through 46, a French army defeated Habsburg forces at the Battle of Carisol, but failed to exploit its victory. How do you fuck that up?
Oh well. Also, 1681, William III and Mary II are crowned as joint sovereigns of Great Britain.
Interesting. 1713, the War of the Spanish Succession, also known as Queen Anne's War. The Treaty of Utrecht, was signed, was, thought of? What was it? Let's see here. It started on this date. The Treaty of Utrecht was a series of peace treaties signed by the belligerents in the War of the Spanish Succession in the Dutch city of Utrecht between April 1713 and February 1715. The war involved three contenders for the vacant throne of Spain and involved much of Europe for over a decade. Wow. Wow. That's intense.
Yep.
That's like a mini global war right there. That's a continental war.
Also, 1727, premiere of Johann Sebastian Bach's St. Matthew's Passion, BWV 244B, at the St. Thomas Church in Lexington.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that a music?
I think so.
Let me look this up here really quick, because I gotta start listening to the musics. Okay, yeah, it looks like, oh wow, it's almost 3 hours long. I'm not gonna listen to all that. Never mind. Anyway, jumping on up into 1809, an incomplete British victory over the French fleet at the Battle of Basque Roads resulted in the court-martial of James Lord Gambier.
Also, 1814, the Treaty of Fontainebleau ends in the War of the Sixth Coalition against Napoleon Bonaparte, forces him to advocate unconditionally for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Unconditionally.
In 1856, which was 166 years ago, during the Second Battle of Rivas, Juan Santa Maria burned down the hotel where William Walker's filibusters were held up. Oh, wow. Or the hostel. Hotel, hostel, same thing, whatever. And then in 1868, former shogun Tokugawa Yoshinobu surrendered Edo Castle to imperial forces.
No, wait.
What happened?
What year are we on?
1868, but I almost finished it.
Okay, yeah, continue.
Surrendered Edo Castle to Imperial forces, marking the end of the Tokugawa shogunate.
Okay.
Why don't you take the next two here?
In 1876, the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elves is organized.
What is that? Is that some kind of like...
Seems like the elves protect us. See? And we hunt them for sports.
Yeah. The Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks is a U.S. fraternal order founded in 1868, originally as a social club in New York City. New York City!
Also, in 1881, Spelman College is founded in Atlanta, Georgia as the Atlanta Baptist Female Seminary and Institute of Higher Education for African American Women. That is awesome.
Cool.
Way to go, Spelman.
Yeah. Although that is a form of segregation in itself, but, you know. Anyway, in 1908, the SMS Blucher, the last armored cruiser to be built by the Imperial German Navy, was launched. 114 years ago today, or to date.
I honestly have no problem with an all-girls college.
Well, I was talking about, it was for black people, you know, like, we should all be mixed together, you know, like why, you know, like, I get back then,
black colleges.
like, I get back then why they were, you know, they existed, but in today's world, we don't need them anymore, like, you know, we're all people, you know.
Those colleges opened up to more people now.
That's good. Just saying, equality, not equity, is what we need.
Also, 1908. You already did that. 1909, the city of Tel Aviv is founded. That's got to be in Jerusalem, or Israel.
Tel Aviv. Let me look that up. While I'm doing that, why don't you take this next article here?
In 1921, Emir Abdullah establishes the first centralized government in the newly created British protectorate of Transjordan.
I'm going to have to look that up too. By the way, Tel Aviv, Yafo, is in Israel, and Transjordan is a kingdom that looks like it's next to... Oh, it's something about Palestine. Let's see here. Yeah, Transjordan region, an area to the east of the Jordan River. Al-Transjordan, a Crusader lordship, also called Transjordan, Emirate of Transjordan. Okay, this is a bunch of racy crap.
In Palestine...
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the Jordan River. So
is that what you're looking up? Recognizing?
Transjordan right now is in Palestine, the West Bank. But yeah, there we go. Oh, it dissolved in 1946. Interesting. Anyway, in 1935, the Stresa Front. Opening of the conference between the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald, the Italian Prime Minister Benito Mussolini, and the French Minister for Foreign Affairs Pierre Laval to condemn the German violations of the Treaty of Versailles. Why was Mussolini, like, well, whatever, I don't know.
I have no idea. Also, in 1945, 77 years ago, the American World War II, American forces liberate the Buchenwald concentration camp. Oh, yeah. One of the most notorious concentration camps.
Is that the one that was portrayed in Band of Brothers?
I think so. No, I think Auschwitz was.
No, that wasn't Auschwitz.
Auschwitz is portrayed in a lot of fucking movies.
No, but Auschwitz has that big, famous, like, you know, building and then the railroad tracks. They weren't there. They were at some other camp. I think it might have been Buchenwald.
And that one gate too.
Yeah.
Recognizable too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But you seen that one gate in even the X-Men movies. You see that one gate.
Oh wow.
Yep, Magneto was brought there. That's a kid.
Dang. Moving on up another 6 years in 1951, during the Korean War, President Truman relieved Douglas MacArthur of the command of American forces in Korea and Japan. That was a very bad move. A very bad move, and we went on to lose that war. I wonder why. We should have listened to him.
Yeah. pretty much in a movie called Back to School, the teacher asks Rodney Dangerfield's character, why didn't he let them do something and blow those fucking bastards to the Stone Age era?
Yeah.
And he replied because Truman was too much of a pussy whip to send the cops in there and get rid of those commie bastards.
I agree.
I'd like to send you that link.
That'd be nice.
Because also Sam Kinnison's in it too as a teacher.
Do you want to send me the link, or do you want to take the second 1951 here?
So I'll do that one too, and while I do that, I will look.
Okay.
1951, 71 years ago, the Stone of Scone, the Stone of Scone, the stone which the fallen Scottish monarchs were traditionally crowned, is found on the site of the altar of Aberystwyth Abbey. It has been taken by Scottish nationalist students from its place in Westminster Abbey.
Interesting. The Stone of Scone. Let me look that up real quick. Like, I have to...
Oh, the Stone of Scone.
Yeah, the Stone of Scone, also known as the Stone of Destiny, and often referred to in England as the Coronation Stone, is an oblong block of red sandstone that has been used for centuries in the coronation of monarchs in Scotland. Oh, wow. Right. Before I add that into the bar, I'm going to take us on up into 1952, in which, during the Bolivian National Revolution, rebels took over Palacio Quemado.
Damn.
And I sense a looming presence.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Doing all right. How are you?
Doing good.
All right.
Don't want to interrupt the show.
Yep. Well, it's always nice to hear another voice.
You bet.
Yeah. Mr. Soen, oh, you're muted. I'll go ahead and take us up into 1955. The Air India Kashmir Princess was bombed and crashed in a failed assassination attempt on Zhou Enlai by the Kuomintang. And still looking up that link for me. Jumping on up another 2 more years in 1957, the United Kingdom agreed to Singaporean self-rule. Good. Everybody needs to be independent. Yeah. 61 years ago, in 1961, the trial of Adolf Eichmann began in Jerusalem. Good. Eichmann, terrible man.
Oh, bad dude, bad dude.
Also, jumping on up into 1963, Pope John the 23rd issued Pacem in Terris, the first encyclical address to all Christians instead of only Catholics, and which described the conditions for world peace in human terms. That sounds really important. I wonder where someone... Oh, there he is. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, where are you?
We are in 1965.
Good. In 1965, the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak of 1965, 51 tornadoes hit in 6 Midwestern states, killing 256 people. My God, that's horrible.
That is a lot of people. Wow.
51 tornadoes.
That's a lot of tornadoes. Jesus.
Man, what they do to piss off God?
I don't know. I have no idea.
God hates apparently, God hates the Midwest.
I don't know. Sunday's supposed to be his day off. What is he doing summoning tornadoes?
Hey, this man woke up, went to the fridge, found no fucking milk.
No milk. 3 years later, in 1968, an assassination attempt on Rudi Dutschke, leader of the German student movement.
Damn, man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Also, in 1968, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act of 1968 prohibiting discrimination on the sale, rental, and financing of housing.
Okay, that sounds good. Even though discrimination still happened, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Mr. Johnson did do something good after all.
It must be, I think, 100 years before it ever, changes.
Yeah. Change just needs to come with the people, not the policies.
Exactly.
I'm going to take these next 2 here because they're short. In 1970, during the Apollo program, Apollo 13 was launched. Oh, here we go. Apollo 13, Houston, we have a problem. So.
And then the good one.
Yeah, then also in 1976, another equally tragic event, the Apple I was created.
Tragic, man. The Apple One's cool. You can play games in that bitch.
Yeah, but look at what it transpired into. You know? Macintosh, Apple, screwing over the world, using Chinese slave labor to make iPads. That never would have been possible if they hadn't, been successful with the Apple I. So, cause and effect. Always blame this root,
Also, 1977, London's Transport Silver Jubilee AC Routemaster buses are launched.
Interesting. Actually, are those the double-deckers? Let me see here.
I think so.
Let's see. Master. Yep, they're the double-deckers. Well, happy birthday, double-deckers. Did I put the stone of scone? Yes, I did. 1979, which is 43 years ago, Ugandan dictator Idi Amin was deposed. And then in 1981, a massive riot in Brixton, South London, resulted in almost 300 police injuries and 65 serious civilian injuries. Ooh. It's never good when things go violent.
Never. Also, I'm guessing you're in 1986, right?
Yes.
In 1986, FBI Miami sued out a gun battle in broad daylight in Dade County, Florida, between two banks and armored car robbers. Pursuing FBI agents. During the firefight, FBI agents Jerry L. Dove and Benjamin P. Corrigan are killed, while 5 other agents are wounded as a result of the popular .40 caliber Smith & Wesson cartridge was developed.
Interesting. So this caused that to be made.
Yeah, .40 caliber.
Yeah, I gotta learn more about guns. I'm not really a gun nut, but I'm not a liberal either. So, but yeah, that's interesting.
Also, yeah.
Moving on up into 1987, the London Agreement was secretly signed between Israeli Foreign Affairs Minister Shimon Peres and King Hussein of Jordan. Here we go, more of these tricks.
Also in 1990, 32 years ago, customs officers in Middlesbrough, England, seized what they believed to be the barrel of a massive gun on a ship bound for Iraq. Ooh.
That's interesting. You know what? I'm going to look this up real quick to see if there's a picture of this gun. Oh, yes, there is. That might be a gun. I mean, it looks like a pipe, but, I don't know. Is it rifled?
Barrels of a gun are still pipe.
Yeah, that is true. And the first cannon makers were bell makers. But no, this might just be a pipe, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on up into 1993, 450 prisoners rioted at the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville, Ohio, and continued to do so for 10 days, citing grievances relating to prison conditions, as well as the forced vaccination of Nation of Islam prisoners for tuberculosis against their religious beliefs. You know what? They can take their religion and shove it up their ass, because tuberculosis is contagious, right? Like, yeah, it's very... So, yeah, fuck your religion, take the vaccine, for tuberculosis at least, not today's Fauci ouchie, screw that one. No. Anyway, what happened in 2001?
2001, the detained crew of the United States EP-E3 aircraft that landed in Henan, China.
After a collision with a J-8 fighter was released. So they were released today.
Yeah.
2002, over 200... I'm sorry?
Yeah. 2002, over 200,000 people marching in Caracas towards the president's palace to demand the resignation of President Hugo Chavez. 19 protesters are killed.
Well,
Wow.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Not good. Also in 2002, the Girbra synagogue bombing by Al-Qaeda caused the deaths of 21 people in Tunisia.
Damn.
Not good.
2006, Iranian President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad announces Iran's claim to have Ahmadinejad. Oh, I know who
Yeah.
this guy is.
I've heard that name before too.
Announces, I know what the fuck he is. Announces Iran's claim to have successfully enriched uranium.
Uh-oh. Iran's gone nuclear. 365 days later, in 2007, the Algiers bombing occurred, in which 2 bombings in Algiers caused the deaths of 33 people and wounded a further 222 others. That's a little weird. 33222, you know, like, a little odd how it's perfect numbers like that.
2011, the explosion in the Minsk metro, Belarus, kills 15 people and injures 204 others.
Dang. Another disaster. 1 year later, in 2012, a pair of great earthquakes occurred in the Warden Basin west of Sumatra in Indonesia. The maximum Mercalli intensity of this strike-slip doublet earthquake is 7, which is very strong. 10 were killed, 12 were injured, and a non-destructive tsunami was observed on the island of Nice. Alright, well at least they got a break with a non-destructive tsunami for once.
2018, an Illusion Il-76, which was owned and operated by the Algerian Air Force, crashes near Bala, Algeria, killing 257.
Jeez. Like, wow, we just one after another. Death. What the hell is going on today? Oh, here's another one. Last but not least, in 2021, last year, 20-year-old Dante Wright was shot and killed in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota by Officer Kimberly Potter, sparking protests in the city when the officer allegedly mistakes her own gun for her taser. I remember this! Oh my god! Yo, that is a...
No way.
That is
no
a
way
fuck up on epic proportions.
No way you can mistake something that's yellow for something that's fucking black.
Well,
unless your gun's painted yellow.
Yeah, you know, back up a second there. Like, she's a police officer, especially in 2021. You know, things are really tense. And you don't have a time to sit there and be like, okay, which is which, you know. Now, she should have relied on her training and knowing which hip is her gun, you know. But at the same time...
And she trained people in that certain situation. There's no excuse for her. She's the type of person that trains people into knowing which is which.
That is true. That is true. I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt to some degree here because, like, they both do have pistol grips. So, I mean, it's a hard thing to have a stance on, really, you know? Like, you're 100% right. I agree with you, you know? But, on the other hand, you know, like, everybody...
She's like the trainer for that shit.
Yeah, but everybody has brain farts, and hers was just at a very bad time, you know? Anyway, before we get into births and deaths here, any articles here intrigue you?
Them taking Buchenwald.
Buchenwald?
Yeah.
Where?
The concentration camp, Buchenwald.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah, the liberation. That is really good. There's a lot of deaths, a lot of horrible events that happen today, both man-made and nature. The FBI, the launch of Apollo 13, the creation of Apple I, the FBI Miami shootout that resulted in the .40 caliber S&W cartridge being developed. So that's pretty cool. Well, interesting, not cool. But anyway, jumping on into the burst here, why don't you start us off?
Yeah.
Well, here we go with this nose guy again.
145 Caesarea servers, Roman Emperor.
Doing one hell of a time jump here. Into 1348, we have Androkonos IV Palaiologos, a Byzantine emperor.
Also in 1348 and 1591, Bartholomew Strobel, Cyrillian painter.
Silesian.
Silesian painter.
Yeah, Silesian. Yeah. 1722, we have Christopher Smart, English actor, playwright, and poet. And I wonder how intelligent he was. You know.
Also, 1872, Alexander Starve Divinova, Albanian poet, Randamius, and author of the national anthem of Albania.
Relindidus, the wiki is forwarding me to the Albanian National Awakening. So I don't know what a Relindidus is. Oh, here we go. What does Relindidus mean? There's nothing here. This is weird. This is a word that the internet doesn't know. So, okay. I'm going to post the Albanian National Awakening in the underbar if anybody can discover what Relindidus means in there. Moving on up into 1876, Ivan Javakishvili was born on the state. He was a Georgian historian and academic. Who was born in 1908? Masaru Ibuka. He was a Japanese businessman who co-founded Sony. Are you there, Lunk?
Yeah.
There you are.
1925, Pierre Paladel, Canadian businessman who founded Quebecer.
Interesting. Quebecer. Sounds like a Quebecian type of person thing. Material, something, I don't know. 1 year later, 1926, David Mankare Abshire was born on the States. He was a U.S. commander and diplomat who was a U.S. United States permanent representative of NATO.
Ooh.
That is one hell of a title to be permanent in there.
Ooh.
Oh, you get an interesting one.
1930, Anton LaVey, U.S. occultist who founded the Church of Satan.
Dang. 1943, John Montague, 11th Earl of Sandwich. I'm going to have a sandwich after this, actually, maybe. English businessman and politician.
And 1947, Frank Mantooth, U.S. pianist and composer.
I have a man tooth. Actually, yeah, all my teeth are man teeth. Yeah. 1950, we have Bill Irwin, a U.S. actor and clown. Oh, you get the good one, you son of a bitch.
You can have it.
No, you take it.
Also, in 1960, Jeremy Clarkson, English journalist and television presenter from shows like Top Gear and Grand Tour.
So, sometimes my genius, it even scares me.
I love that scene when he's in America with that damn thing. What did Rich do for America?
Yeah, his sandwich board thing, and then the police, like, the UK invented the police force.
Oh, God. He's getting arrested.
Yeah.
How many things that Americans did in Concord? I can tell you. Nothing.
How many American-made components are in the Concorde? None. I gotta watch that again. Anyway, last but not least, in 1961, Vincent Gallo was born on the States. He's a U.S. actor, director, producer, and musician, I think. Yeah, I think I just didn't. Anyway, jumping on into deaths in 618, we have Yang Huang, a Chinese emperor of the Sui dynasty. Sui! The dynasty of calling pigs.
678 donuts, both of the Catholic Church.
Now I want a donut. 1077, Anwartha. He was a king of Burma and founder of the Pagan Empire.
1079, Stanislaw of Saskatchewan, Bishop of Krakow.
Yeah. 1349, Ramadan ibn al-Luadin, the first known Muslim from Korea.
And he lived?
Well, he died in 1349. So, you know what? Let me look it up when he was born, real quick. Let's see here. Born. Born in 1312 or 1313, and then died in 1349. So he was around 36, 37. So he did live. Yeah.
Damn.
I guess the Koreans are more tolerant than their neighbors are outside people.
Now, also 1554, Thomas Wyatt the Younger, English rebel leader.
Yep. 1609, John Lumley, first Baron Lumley, English noble.
Yeah, also 1890, Joseph Merrick, Englishman with severe deformity. Oh, the Elephant Man.
Was this the Elephant Man?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, this poor guy. God, you know, they have a skull. Holy crap, his skull! Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, so many deformities, so bad for him.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. Dude, he had, my God, his spine, the scoliosis. Holy crap, dude. Jesus. Anyway, moving on up into 1906, James Anthony Bailey died on this date. He was a U.S. businessman who co-founded Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Oh, that's not awesome.
Yeah.
Also, in 1906, Francis Vasilius Church, U.S. journalist, publisher, who co-founded the Armed Forces Journal and the Galaxy magazine.
1953, we have Kid Nichols, a U.S. baseball player and manager. That name reminds me of that one offshoot character in Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Kid Nichols with his two nickels, you know?
Yeah.
And then he beat up a fly with his toes.
Also, 2003, Cecil Howard Green, English U.S. geologist and businessman who founded Texas Instruments.
That's the calculator stuff, right?
Yeah, thank you for your calculator.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that reminds me, you know, like, growing up in school and everything, like, you know, you take these math tests and everything, and, like, you know, you have to do it by memory, you have to use the formula. You're not gonna run around carrying a calculator in your pocket for the rest of your life, bruh. Anyway, 2007, we have, Sonald Spears. I think it was Ronald Spears. Donald Spears. I think it's Donald Spears. Scottish U.S. Colonel. And was this the guy in Band of Brothers?
I think so.
Not in Band of Brothers, but, yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Ronald Charles Spears. Band of Brothers. Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is the same guy. Ronald Spears. Alright. Who was born today in 2008?
Merlin German, U.S. Sergeant.
Huh. 2012, Ahmed Ben Bella, Algerian soldier and politician who was the first president of Algeria. And then 2012, Tippy Dye, a U.S. basketball player and coach.
Also, in 2013, Jonathan Winters, U.S. comedian, actor, and screenwriter.
Why is that name familiar?
I don't know.
Jonathan Winters. Well, he was in the Smurfs, both of the Smurfs. Mork and Mundy. Alright, and that's an offshoot of Happy Days. Well, I think he might have been in like Scooby-Doo or something. Like I remember like Jonathan Winters maybe in Scooby-Doo. I don't know. But anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links that you may be interested in, which also includes
Soviet TV on Twitch.
And everything Omni Coalition. For your dose of Passive and Stanley, we stream every day between noon and 3 p.m. Pacific Time.
2 to 5 Central.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I am Dr. Senior Captain.
Leche
Sergeant.
chocolate. And you are you. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs and subscribe until you see us tomorrow. Toodles. Let's go, Brandon.